I guess where I am, the time savings doesn't change at the same time. So we're going to start again in 50 minutes.
50 minutes. 50.
Yeah, 50. 50.
Oh, really? Why? What happened?
Oh, I just saw your
Nah, bro,
message on
that was from an hour ago.
Oh, okay. Right on.
No, we're good. Yeah, I forgot that. Well, I'm in China, right? So in China, it's the same time all year round, and there's no time zone, so everything's always the same time. Whereas in the rest of the world, you guys have daylight saving time.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, we're good.
Right on.
Yeah, that's why this stream
We're good to
also.
go then.
We're live on YouTube as well now. Hopefully, everyone can hear me. We're just gonna. I'm trying something new on StreamYard. Trying to see if I share my entire screen, can people hear the audio? So someone's listening on YouTube, just let me know, or on X with video, just let me know if you can actually hear what's going on, because that's important, right? Anyway, morning, good evening. What's that noise? It's like a. Is it me?
I think that should be better.
Okay. Was that your vibrator?
I'm streaming on Kick too, so it was getting echo.
Oh, okay, cool. All right. So we're good to start?
Maybe later on the other thing. Danny says he can't hear anything or talk.
I can
Check
hear
your
you guys loud and clear.
right on.
Danny, man. Danny! Just see his sad blue face.
We'll get him back.
Danny! All right. Well, what a day, huh?
Yeah, it's been quite a time for the whole entire market. Incredibly low price of Sui, down to 189, I believe, last I checked.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what it is at the moment.
Oh, nice. Yeah, video's working, sound's working. I can look at all the websites now, not just the X. It's fantastic. As soon as we lose 100K on Bitcoin, I figure out the technology. Look at that.
Let me check your yeah, your live stream looks good.
Yeah. Right. I've got a StreamYard thing there. I don't know why. I pay this. Anyway. Yeah, so market, Bitcoin lost overnight. Again, it lost 100K support. That's what we're sitting at right now, which means that in the past month, we have not actually lost 100K. We fought it twice and we're able to keep above. But unfortunately, now we're down. Yeah, we went down to 99,000 actually on November 7th, a week ago. And now we just hit 90. Overnight we hit like 90 what? 90 98. Jesus. Oh Jesus. So what does this mean?
It seems like that 100K mark is hard to stay under. It doesn't ever really want to go really far beneath that 100K, I've noticed, but if it really breaks a pressure point, it might give even further. But
possibly. I made a video yesterday on YouTube talking about the cycle, and I'm in two minds about what's going on. People keep talking about an extended rally, which could be what's going to happen. Could be an extended rally, but in my opinion,
that's what side I'm on.
Okay. So in my opinion, what we have is quite common to what happened at the end of last cycle, but things are very different. In the last cycle, we went up to 60,000, and then there was a mega nuke of Bitcoin, and we went all the way down to 30,000. That's a 50% drop. After that 50% drop, we then had another cycle back up where we got to 67, 68,000, and that was actually the end of the bull market. We could be seeing that where we've because we haven't really hit and then really nuked from all-time high. We went up to 125, we went back down to 110, we went back up to 125, right? And then we've started going down. So this could be that fall phase, because usually every bull market has two big peaks. The second peak being higher than the first peak. So it could be that, which would mean we have another month or 2 months before we hit the bottom, and then we will go back to the top very quickly in about a month, and then that will be the end of the bull market. So there's two ways to look at it. Either way, this is definitely a time where people should be, like I was talking about in the video yesterday, it should be where people should start focusing now on preserving the capital you have, moving out of speculative plays where you don't think that the team has what's needed to survive in a bear market, right? Because bear markets are tough. If anyone's listening and you haven't experienced a bear market yet, oh boy, you're going to have a lot of fun in the bear. I quite like bear markets, to be honest. You find really amazing projects and new things pop up. Of course, the attention isn't there of the masses, which kind of helps sometimes in making better income from plays. So there are always opportunities in crypto, bear market or bull market. So I wouldn't be too scared about it. But it is just about, if you're sitting on cash that you're expecting to triple or quadruple in the next 6 months, and the possibility is getting larger now that might not happen, right? So therefore, you should be looking at what it is, if you're completely spread out with your portfolio, you have 50, 100, 500 coins that you're holding and hoping that they're all going to moon. This might be the time when you should start consolidating into the plays that you think are going to be stronger, and buying up as we go down the projects that you have the biggest faith in. Would be my advice for how to handle what's happening. I didn't do that last bull market, actually. Last bull market, I hit like insane. Like last bull market was so much better than this bull market in so many ways. Maybe it's just nostalgia or luck. Could be luck, right? But the thing about last bull market, I held too long. And by the time that Bitcoin was down to like 30K the second time, and then it slipped down to 25K, then it would hit 15K. And I was still holding a lot of my assets because I was quite naive in the fact that I thought that everything was going to send one more time. So this year I'm being a little bit more practical and mature about what I'm doing with my long-term holds, like my Bitcoin, ETH, AVAX, which I've been holding for a long time, Solana, all these coins. Started kind of consolidating some of them to stable coins, because just thinking, okay, I can realize these gains that I've already had, for especially on Bitcoin. I mean, going from like 15,000 up to 100,000, 120,000, even at 90,000 is still a great win, right? Overall. So it's kind of.
Have you seen the announcement of the Sui network stablecoin?
Yeah.
And they're going to use it to buy back Sui.
That's interesting.
A lot of ETFs are being approved as well, like for Solana and Ethereum and Sui as well in the pipeline. So there are bullish things happening, but that doesn't always mean prices go up.
Yeah, in a bear market, even the most bullish news won't move the market, but it will build the foundations for which coins are going to be outperforming in the next bull market. So it's all good news for Sui. Like, I'm still mega bullish on Sui going into the future. And let's have a look at what's going on in Sui then.
Well, for me, because the price right now at $1.88,
86.
if it just went to its $1.06, even if it just went to its all-time high, that's like 2.5x almost.
Yeah.
Whereas you're not going to do that with Bitcoin or Ethereum. You're not going to make that kind of gain. So when Sui comes back, I think it's going to be, a 3x that you can make. That's why I think it's, without being biased, because we're on Sui, I think it is one of the best plays you could make at the current moment.
So what do you think about this then? Here's a theory. Sui has been in a bear market for about 6 or 7 months, in my opinion. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, the prediction of like when things are going to happen are totally off. Like from most of the things that I read, the 4-year cycle is kind of like out the window. Like everything's gone weird. But I mean, there's so much going on. There's so much investment by Google and big corporations. It has the most advanced technology. It offers solutions for companies that don't even involve cryptocurrency. Kind of makes its own class of a coin, like almost like it's not even an altcoin. It's the everything of things. They're really pushing that now, and like having it be compatible with agents. And there's always Swarm Network and Talus prediction markets.
Yeah, well, that's
So you
kind of
never
what
know.
it's kind of what I mean though, because the volume and amount of TVL that Sui has managed to garner is top tier, right? In terms of how much like capital is coming into Sui, how much of trading volume they have. Of course, there is the CES exploit, which really did take a big hit. But if you look at like a yearly chart on Sui, right, we're down 45% from a year ago, and we're down a lot more from the all-time high of $5, right?
526 in
Yeah.
January.
And so that's from January, right? And since from January, we did see Sui go all the way down to $2, and then it kind of rebounded, got back to $4. Then CETAs happened, and it went down to $2.50, and then it went back to $4, and now we've kind of come down again. But it hasn't met the highs of price levels since almost a year, right? And in that time, there's been endless bullish news on what Sui's doing, what Sui's building, the infrastructure they have, and the amount of capital coming into Sui. But the price has not managed to get close to the kind of euphoria that was happening at its last all-time high. So, in my opinion, Sui's already been in a bear market, which is good news because coins can't be in bear markets forever, right? They have to tick bullish eventually, especially when you have as much bullish building and great technology that Sui has on offer. So I think it's just a matter of time. Even if Bitcoin does lose support, Sui will take a big hit, yes, but I think it will be one of these coins that performs extremely well, even in the bear market. This is my opinion on Sui.
The developers are so active. They're always dropping new protocols. Like Mysticeti version 2 just came out like within the last week. That brought the finality speed for a person-to-person transaction to 300 milliseconds.
We have a comment from Brett Hartman.
Crazy fast.
He says, "You guys sound like fudders. Gold all-time high, crypto full acceptance, stablecoin legislation, and
I'm with you, Brad. I'm bullish.
adventures."
I think we're still on the horizon of something great. I believe it's just delayed. I think the skyscraper candles are coming.
He says, "We go higher, don't get shaken out." I didn't know Brett Hartman was such a moon boy.
Well, he's the oracle. He has.
I hope he's right, man.
Crystal ball in the deck in the Dow Telegram. I swear he has all the good plays. So
Yeah, because I remember when I wanted to make the Sui Trump USDC pool on SuiDex to protect Sui Trump's value in a bear market. Basically, is the plan for having USDC paired with Sui Trump, and he was dead against it. He says, "No, you should go with Bitcoin. We need a full send on this." But it's differing opinions. I mean, if we recoil and we just do go higher, I'm going to be happy for everyone in the market, right? But
what I've noticed is the majority of the community, especially the community that's into meme coins, they don't even have any experience with Bitcoin. This is the majority of people's first network. So it's like they want to see Sui native coin. I know it's a native, like a Sui wrapper or however they do it, a BTC, but still they rather see USDC and just Sui based coins that they understand.
Yeah.
From what I gather. I mean, I know you have your own following, a lot of OGs that have a lot of money that don't really participate in the community, but I don't know how big that is as far as numbers go.
Well, I mean, we've seen over the past month that old Bitcoin whales have been selling their positions, right? Because they're realizing their gains. And people say this happens with meme coins, right? Meme coins go to really high market caps, and then they have the distribution of whales to holders is like too wide. For example, even with Sui Trump, when we launched SuiDex, I think there was like 35% to, I think it was about 35% of the Sui Trump was in the wallets of 10 to 15 people, right? Since SuiDex launched, that's gone down a lot because people who had realized their big gains decided that they weren't going to be loyal to the journey of Sui Trump and they wanted to just sell their bags, right? Which is fair enough. And that's exactly what's happening with Bitcoin whales at the moment. Those who have been holding since the old days of Bitcoin when it first came out, right, have now started realizing their gains. But this does offer the opportunity for new investors to come in and get a better price on a life-changing asset like Bitcoin. So it is good. But I do agree, yeah, I think a lot of people on Sui probably don't own any Bitcoin. they own they own wood and gold
They
from
own
potato
Sui, and
land.
that's it. For the most part, like maybe Solana,
Yeah, probably.
but then just Sui. Like the majority missed Ethereum, all that Polygon and Base Chain. They're just the brand new like Solana Sui crew.
Yeah. So I was reading a bit about MicroStrategy. It's quite an interesting story.
Just strategy now.
Well, the MicroStrategy says Michael Saylor, right? And his Bitcoin holdings and the share prices.
Yeah,
it hit
he
all
changed
time.
the name to just strategy.
Yeah, that's it.
Like
This
he used to
strategy.
be American. What did he say? I mean, he's
Well,
like the Bitcoin maniac.
Yeah, he's still bullish, but his share prices are collapsing. So it's all a bit strange. This I was kind of annoyed actually. This week I was looking at how a lot of Bitcoin mining companies, especially in the US, are now pivoting away from mining Bitcoin with their equipment, and they're now turning into AI data centers to feed the growing need for AI data. And this is actually meant.
It is massive. It is a massive amount of power that these things take. They're like football fields of GPUs.
But unfortunately, it's something we missed, because if you do look at some of these companies, they have already had the life-changing gains, and now they're in free fall, annoyingly. So the money was there to be made. I mean, money might be there made shorting them now, but they did do very well over the last year. It was something that was happening I had no idea about, actually.
I believe there's even tokenized stocks on Sui.
I've never,
or if not, they're coming soon.
I haven't found them. But anyway, did we get Dunny back?
He said on Telegram he tried 8 times and he can't come on, so I guess he's just going to be our face in the space.
That's weird. Can we not we're not getting the request to speak, right?
He's actually co-host, but
for me,
I guess
it's listener on my screen.
I might sometimes it gets stuck like that, but yeah, he's definitely co-host still. I see it. I see him there, and mine's I see things moving on the background.
For me, it just says nothing. So definitely that's what's going on. Yeah, this happens sometimes on X. It does.
It seems like it depends on. It's not even the same view for everybody. It depends if you're on a cell phone or a computer. Just decides who to put. The co-hosts are always at the top, but the listeners and speakers are not always in the same order for everybody.
Yeah. So what's going on Sui ecosystem today? Swarm Network up 23%. Let's talk about Swarm Network. So this is
they're always the only green chart I see on my watch list.
Yeah.
They're only green out of all the coins I watch.
So with Swarm, it's quite interesting the way that they hold their liquidity, because over Sui they have liquidity pools on Sui, but they're all with USDC. They don't have Sui-based liquidity of much at all, right? Which is quite a smart move, because it means they only move on their own merits, right? Swarm is an AI project. It's based on Sui chain. You can mostly buy them on spot. So if you go to their markets, you can find them on Bluefin, which is where I buy them with USDC, but they are on KuCoin, XT, Bitmart, Mexi, Hotcoin, Arbit. You're going to find them in a lot of places, right? They also have a perpetual leverage DEX, I think on Aster, I think it is, which is also cool. So you can also leverage Swarm Network now as well. They've done really well since launch. So they launched on October 1st. So now they're about 6 weeks old. They launched at 20, market cap was about 30, I think. $20 million, $30 million market cap was when they launched. And since then, through all of this, chaos that's going on the Sui ecosystem, Swarm Network have managed to hold their market cap, but also they did pump all the way up to, I think it was close to $100 million market cap.
Almost cracked 100 million. Yep.
Yeah, and then since then they did dip, but that's going to happen. People are going to sell when they double their money, triple their money. But since then, their drop back down to about $50 million market cap. They're settling around about $60 to $50 million market cap, which is unbelievable. Because of the amount of tokens which would have come out of Swarm, right? So I'm gonna share my screen here, right? So for example, like I have a wallet here. I haven't claimed any Swarm yet. I'm still holding it. So I have a $800,000 Truth token, which is their coin, right? 800,000 Truth token, which I guess is about 40 grand at the moment, but we never know what's going to happen in the future for crypto. Total, I have just under 1 million Truth token.
Wow.
But that could
That's a lot of referrals too. That increases your token.
I'd like 110. You can still buy the licenses for this, but there hasn't been much talk about what we can do with the licenses yet. All the talk seems to just be about Swarm, and they're building a Truth blockchain. Is that how? It's kind of how I understand it, right? How do you understand what?
Oh well, first, there's going to be the builder program that's going to be available to those that are in the alpha group and have direct access to it, where you can actually create your own cluster. But as far as what you're going to be able to do with those, it seems like the narrative has changed a bit, that it's going to be something even better than a standard agent, because they're teaming up with Talus, and it looks like they're going to be getting into the prediction markets. Like they're going to maybe create the Sui network version of Polymarket, which I think would be huge because Polymarket is getting very popular. They just made a partnership with Yahoo Finance. Pretty much any crypto analyst looks at Polymarket for signs of, oh, is this going to happen in the government, or is this going to happen here? It's a very good indicator because people are making bets on these things. So it's not about opinion, it's about money. So it's actually a better predictor than a lot of the polls or whatnot.
Oh yeah, they've changed their website as well. They've gone all white. So yeah, they have pivoted from the AI agent model, which is interesting. So verify, I don't know if they've pivoted, but it looks like they've maybe expanded. I'm not sure. Verify anything, reveal nothing.
They definitely still have the agents, because Rollup News, that's actually a cluster of agents. That's Swarm Network in action. The Swarm Network agents power Rollup News, which is why they wanted holders to lease their portion, because they didn't realize how popular it was going to get. So they needed some of that agent power that was sold to the license holders to crank up the power, because there was so many requests, like over 1 million in a month or something like that, something crazy.
So they're building a verified on-chain privacy preserving Oracle layer is what they're making. Yeah, they've gone completely different with their website. It's all white now instead of black. I like this redesign more. It's more eye-catching. Definitely.
Yeah, if you scroll through there, you'll see the builder. It will eventually show you, like, you get access to building your own swarms. They're just adding more features. It's not like they're changing. Like, it's just expanding from what I see.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's see. It's DeFi. Pivots happen all the time. I think some of the most bullish things about Swarm is because they have had unlocks already, right? So this chart that we're seeing, which is doing really well, has also dealt with 2 unlocks now. They had the initial unlock for everyone who bought the licenses, right? So if you bought a Swarm license for $1,000, you were earning Swarm tokens, as I'm showing here, right? And when they had their TGE, you were allowed to claim the Swarm, but you got a 50% penalty if you did. Now, about 20, I was asking the Swarm team, what are the numbers on this, right? Because I wanted to know how much is going to be unlocked at the end, right? So initially on the TGE, 50% tax, which was burned on your Truth token, and I think that was about 20% of people. Then we have the 30% tax, which is happening at the moment, right? And that is up. They're now up to about, I think, half of all of the truth that's being earned inside of the agent licenses, right? So that's already half of the sell pressure on, or the claim and sell pressure, which a lot of people do on Swarm, is already taken out of this equation, which is really bullish. For me, I decided just to go full 100% because, well, actually, I kind of missed it because they put up an announcement that said if you don't decide now if you want 30% tax or zero tax, you're just going to get zero tax. And I saw it just at the end, and I thought, I can't really make my mind up right now. I delayed, and then I just got put into the zero tax bracket. But that's
You
fine.
picked up your bonus from being in the alpha group, right? Because that was a separate thing.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, of course.
Okay.
But
yeah,
so,
those are the only ones I claimed.
Yeah.
I kept the ones for my licenses because I figured, those are free, and I wanted to see if I could make some money on LPs, but that's been kind of difficult. But
yeah, the volume's very much on spot, not on liquidity with Swarm. But I mean, the full unlock comes at the end of the year now, so I think it's 1st of January, right, when full unlock happens.
It's in January, yeah, for sure. I forget the date, but it's like 92 days from the TGE, like.
Yeah.
So if you check whenever that was, it's like 90 days.
And then they do have some more of the token. This is quite smart, actually, because they have the leasing program, which, yes, we are leasing to their AI agent and giving it more Swarm token to, I guess, do its thing. But at the same time, this is kind of how you handle tokens, because these tokens are locked inside of the leasing. That means that they can't be sold. They're just generating more. And until these unlocks happen, that will then add sell pressure later on, but it does mean that the sell pressure is going to be spread out even more because of the leasing as well. And I know quite a lot of people leased because the reward's pretty good on them as well. So I think overall,
for me, the more I look at the tokenomics and like Yannick's structure, like it's really, seems like genius level stuff. Like it all just makes sense. Like there's no like weak points. Like everything has like a purpose and supports one another. I'm pretty bullish on it. And he's always, he has some things up his sleeve. I know he's not telling everyone that he's just going to drop, when it hits. He likes to build momentum and just, surprise everybody.
I quite like Swarm because they're on Sui, but they're not on Sui at the same time. If you get what I mean, like they're building on Sui, but in terms of being around the Sui ecosystem of the noise and drama of what goes on Sui, they're completely away from that. They don't engage only with the Sui network. They're engaging more in a centralized way with exchanges, and they have they have their perpetuals on Aster, which is mainly a Binance Binance Labs set up there as well. So they are.
Yeah, from day one, they were on TGE, on Binance Perps. Not like a normal Binance, like Binance Power or something like that. But yeah, they're also a verified fact-checking mechanism for Google.com. Like they're not the only one, but they're recognized by Google as like one of their truth verification systems. Which is pretty big. I mean, it's publicly acknowledged, but you have to look for it.
Yeah.
And if you look at their partner list, it is stacked. They have Walrus Protocol, they have Talus. I know other partners that are not even on Sui chain, but they're really big names.
Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it has here our next phase. Our focus is shifting towards what matters most: full implementation of our protocol layer. That means accelerating core development and pausing secondary initiatives to deliver the foundation the ecosystem needs, which means pausing secondary initiatives must be possibly our AI agent builders. While Rollup News has surpassed 128,000 verifiers and 3 million verifications, we will temporarily halt production updates to integrate everything we've learned into the next evolution of the network. So their priorities are reimagining Agent Builder for mass scale event verification, expanding the panel of judges and atomic claims pipelines. I have no idea what that means. Integrating.
Well, there's a big thing that we haven't mentioned yet that is still ongoing and is very, very useful on X, is you can go to any post you want. It doesn't matter what it's talking about. And if you tag at rollup news at rollup_news, and then you include rollup without a space anywhere in your reply, even if you type more stuff, you'll get a response back within a couple minutes from rollup news. And it puts it through this whole truth verification system line by line. It breaks down every single sentence stated, and it gives it a truthful, plausible, or false rating. And it involves like human consensus, ZK knowledge verifiers. So it's like their credentials have been proven, but they stay anonymous. And it just totally, does overwhelmingly better than anything Grok can do to verify the truth. If you look at the comparisons, it's insane.
Let me check this. So I asked ChatGPT to put the article from Swarm and put it into 3 sentences as though I'm an idiot, right? Swarm says today's oracles are slow, insecure, and can't handle private data, which is why most Web3 ideas don't work. They built AI-powered agents that can verify real-world information instantly and privately, making smart contracts actually react to real events. They're now pausing side projects to finish the core system, aiming to make real-world truth programmable on-chain, is what their announcement was. But the way they worded it was beautiful because it just added crazy bullishness to what they're doing, because it ties directly into, of course, the AI narrative, which is hot and hyped. So it's
well, speaking of AI, you just mentioned ChatGPT. Have you seen that it's 5.1 now? Because it is wild. It's way better than 5.0. It's way better. They got rid of all the strict, hardened like replies. Now it's smart and knows how to talk to people. They fixed a lot. I've been messing with 5.1 the last 24 hours. It's really, really good.
Nice. So should we talk about Potato?
That's a home run right there, because
all right.
30,000 NFTs in an hour, that's unheard of. That's like insane.
Yeah.
The way they sold out the heroes immediately, and that's a lot of NFTs.
Yeah. So if everyone missed it, so Potato is a portfolio tracker and blockchain game on Sui where you buy your potato land. You can then mine your potato land for tokens. They then managed to merge some of the lands, which reduced the supply of land, which is always good. And last week, they released their heroes, which was a mint, which was quite cheap. I think it was 7 Sui, like about $14, $15 for each hero. And they managed to mint 30,000 of them out in under an hour. And that was a timed release as well, because I think if they did just let everyone go full whammy immediately, it probably would have minted out in, God, 2 minutes.
I was able to mint 3 for 5 and 2 or 3 for 6, and like I got 9 total, and there were 5, 6, and 7, and then the public mint was 8 Sui.
Yeah. So all good, really. And their TGE is tomorrow, right? I think. Yeah. TGE is tomorrow. So they're.
Yeah. If you go to their app, there is a countdown. I mean, it's very right in your face. It is called Tato, and it's.
Oh yeah, Tato.
For me, it was the 15th at. It was either 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. I'd have to check. It's on the 15th.
1 day, 11 hours is
okay.
How long till?
Right
on. And they're going to be launching. They're airdropping to people who use Potato. I've never done the check-ins. I know a lot of people are like really obsessive about the online check-in and stuff for Potato Land. But
so the bullish part about that is they're not doing any airdrops or any of the people that have pre-sale for 30 days. So when they launch, it's going to be, those are the only tokens available, the people that are buying them. Any airdrops or anyone that holds them beforehand do not have access to them for 30 days. Nice. So that's really bullish.
My tools are getting pretty yoked on Potato. I've got epic pickaxe, epic bucket, epic saw. I'm now working on an epic wheelbarrow. This is my next aim for Potato Land.
Yeah, that pickaxe, that's the one you want to get the best.
Yeah, I don't know.
Was that the one you were going for in your video and you got it finally?
Yeah, I
the
got
one
it.
that
Yeah.
you didn't get?
Yeah,
Right on.
I got it. And for their heroes, so when you get the heroes, you can buy them. They're all minted out, so you need to go to Tradeport to buy a hero. I don't know what the floor is on them at the moment, but it's probably about 15
Like 20 sui.
20 sui. Jesus.
20.
Okay.
Crazy.
So when you get them,
I already sold one for 100 sui because of the rarity, and the rarity doesn't affect the in-game mechanics. They're only for show.
nice.
So when I knew that, I was like, oh, sure, I'll sell it. I can just buy another one. They do the same thing.
Making bank. Fairly bank.
Yeah.
So when you get your heroes, you can patrol them. So you buy them on Tradeport, and once you have one, you can send it on patrol. What that means is then you start to earn, if you have a province or a state. So province is like, this is my province here. I don't know if I can look at it. Can I look at it? Yeah, here it is. Silverfield is my province. So if you don't have a province or an estate, which would be merge land, then you can not go patrolling with your heroes. You have to what is
you can, but you have to do it. You have to patrol someone else's.
Oh, that's the word. You need to pledge. So you need to pledge yourself to another person's land in order to patrol, and then you get that person's buffs. So I haven't seen any buffs yet, but I guess once people start getting buffs, then the patrolling will be...
I need to send mine back out. I had all of my heroes patrolling your land because you have way more stats than I do. So I just sent them to yours.
Nice. Yeah,
I still haven't fully figured out what all that means yet because they don't release the instructions until they actually like release the heroes. So I have to do another like agent deep dive into how all the mechanics work on the heroes.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's patrolling me yet. But if you do have heroes and you don't have a state or a province, you can come to Silverfield, where you can patrol on my land if you like. But you can also change the name.
I think I just need it. They think they just came back because they were definitely patrolling and it lasted for 3 days. So I just need to go back and send them back out.
Oh, they come back, huh? All these little potatoes coming back into your house.
Yeah, when you go on your adventure, whatever they call it, it's like a 3-day period.
So predictions for the value of potato or pato on launch. What do you think?
I plan on being like ready to purchase immediately upon sale with like 20% slippage as much as possible because it's going to skyrocket.
What?
Because they're starting off at 750,000 market cap.
Oh wow, okay.
And think of the popularity. Like it's going to be a frenzy.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do. Because I wish I would have bought more heroes. You could have bought hundreds of them and flipped me like 3 extra money.
What do you think the use case of the coin's going to be?
It does have utility. I haven't looked into it yet, but it's like potato is so popular. Like no one's even going to care. Like if it's part of that ecosystem, they're like, I'm buying it. If they can sell 30,000 NFTs in an hour, that's just explosive. It's wildly popular. It's probably one of the main things keeping a lot of people on the Sui network.
Yeah. So, I was just looking at another part of it. For stats, you can stake resources to earn stuff. Okay. I have no idea. Didn't know about that.
And any type of incentives that you get, like making LP with crystals or whatever, is always on Turbos because you can do things on other exchanges, but Turbos has the bonus incentive. You get paid the regular, payments with a bonus crystal payment.
So at the moment I'm making $5 a day on my land, which is not too bad. Oh, it's gone down. Oh wow, it's gone down massively. $2. I think there's been some massive dumpage then on potato land, because yesterday I was making $5 a day. Now I'm only making $2.81. So yeah, there's been some.
Yeah, when the heroes came out, a lot of the materials, it seemed like were dumped so people could buy the heroes.
I just mean by
I think
I mean by like today, like as in the last couple hours. Let me have a look. What's going on?
it probably just correlating with the drop in the price of Sui seems pretty normal. Pretty much everything on Sui's down also. Besides Swarm, that's the only one that's not affected.
Down 33%. Crystal down 33%. Gold. Oh, the good days. The good days. That's what I mean. Preserve capital, guys. Like, what you need to choose what you think is worth it now and buy that up and hold it, and it might moon. Anything that you're shaky on, you need to rotate out of and try and see if you can, find the winners. It's going to be, I mean, like I said, it's been, like Sui's been in a bear market for months. We've seen continuously people leaving Sui, right? Creators, influencers, builders also leaving Sui over the past 2 or 3 months. We've seen quite a few of them, right? We've seen influencers move from being Sui bullish to moving on to whatever new shiny object there is, right? This is always a nice, clear, view that we're kind of in a bear situation with Sui. So it's nothing new, really. And how much lower can we go?
It shows who's who. It's going to show. If we're still around when we lasted through all this, misery and bear. Yeah. When it comes back, that's like a huge, spotlight on anything. Sui Trump, SuiDex, Swarm, whoever's been building through that bear is a huge signal. It's like one of those stop Murad moments. He wants to see a coin dip 70-80% a couple times over 9 months or 10 months. And those are the ones you want to buy into because they're going to go to the moon.
Yeah. True that. Trying to see. What about the price of, we got chart here. All right. Wood has, oh wow, wood dumped and then pumped. So wood's gone up. Wood went up massively, actually. Interesting. Then we have water, and a very important token on potato land. This is what's so cool about potato land. All of these resources can be traded, right? So you can trade water against iron. You can trade gold against stone. You can decide which crystal against wood, right? You can decide which ones you think are going to be the more valuable ones over the run for whatever's, for example, stone, right? Once they allow us to build on our lands, stone is going to be one of the most important resources possibly, right? Because everyone needs stone to build buildings, right? And iron, of course.
They're fully tokenized materials. Yeah. It's just like, it could be any other coin. It's like, this is the stone coin. It's its own asset, even though it's part of potato land. It's like its own contract address and everything.
Yeah. Interesting. Oh no, wait, my chart was the wrong way around. They're all going down. That's okay. Interesting.
I've never been a hoarder of materials. I've been having a lot of luck just getting rare items or getting stuff early, and then whales will send you offers because they're too lazy. They don't want to do any of the work. They just want to buy everything and just sell it to the whales. There's a lot of different techniques you can do with the potato land. The developer of Doonies, he came on a space that I was hosting with Pace the other day, a couple weeks ago. He said he's made like life-changing money from just potato land tiles. Yeah. Before the heroes were even minted. Yeah. So it's like, wow. I mean, if you look at some of the top lands, they're making like $500 or more a day.
If you go, it's not true actually. I checked this out. So if you go to the stats page, it's the top earning land of all the lands in potato land. It's called Crystal Peak, and it earns $9 a day. But the person who owns Crystal Peak also owns about 70 other lands. So he basically,
okay,
and they're all provinces, right? So basically, he took all of his land, so he must have had hundreds of land, and then formed them all into provinces, and that's why he's making such big, stacking so much. So basically, at the start of the game, he saw what was being made and went hard, built, and bought up a shit ton of land, and that's why they're making
So that is
so
the
much.
cumulative
Yeah.
total of everything they own, not just one. Okay, that makes more sense then. Because I was wondering, like, how are they producing so much money a day? But that makes sense. They must have hundreds of tiles.
Yeah, exactly. So that's what's happening here. It's whale play. So even probably the guy from the Doonies as well, he just bought up 50, 60 land, or 100 or 200 or 500 land when they were, because what was the mint price on land when this game started?
I was on the list because, I've used Potato app because they did things the smart way. They gave this application for free. It was free to use, no ads, and it has a multi-wallet tracking, single portfolio view on multiple wallets for free. And then they introduced the land tiles. And because I had so much XP, I was able to mint 2 for free. And they were only like 5 Sui to mint on the whitelist. Something cheap like that. And then they just exploded.
What I'm doing at the moment is I'm trying to get 1,000 wooden planks and 1,000 iron bars, because if you come into the tool management section, you can open up new slots for miscellaneous tools.
Yeah, the cheapest one, the wood, that was like $40, I think, for 1,000 planks.
Yeah, I already did that one, so now I need to do another one, and then the 1,000 iron as well. I need for unlocking something else.
That's pricey.
Because once you do that, I think the next game is, you get your tools up to like high levels, then you need to work on the miscellaneous miscellaneous tools, because they're the ones that find all the rare objects that people are selling. If you can find a titanium splinter, then you can sell it for 60 sui. If you can find any of these rare items, which you can only get if you're holding these random miscellaneous tools, which are looking for them.
I've been playing the influence route since, I don't have a really, my land doesn't produce very much. I don't have fancy tools, but I have like a pretty good influence. And the heroes, when they're on patrol, they also gain influence. And that has, it seems like the most strategic advantage in the future, because you get to like decide a lot of things, like where your land is and other things. They only give you hints, they don't tell you exactly what it is till it happens. They keep the suspense, but because every time a new feature comes out, I do like a AI agent crawl, like a scrape or whatever of the entire instruction, like the white paper, and have GPT give me like the best strategy and why and this and that. So I need to do that again. But last I checked, influence was pretty important. And those were when you do the quests, like you have to give them a tool or a certain donation of wood, and you get influence points. So that's the only thing I have going for me, besides having an estate, because you can't make those anymore.
Yeah, true. Let's see. We'll never know what the play is for something until it's done, right? I mean, I was thinking about, because when I was first started playing Potato, I thought that because these resources are continuously being inflated in token amount, that it might be a good idea just to farm and dump, right? But they had this quite smart way of burning the tokens, where when you get the tasks, right, all these quests where they keep asking you to give tokens to get influence, and these tokens are burned. So they're actually deflating their supply through giving points, which is quite good.
Yeah, and if you noticed, they have a whale option on there, because one of the options is always like a ridiculously large amount of supplies, and the whales are doing that.
Yeah. Damn right. Let's see what's going on.
Potato Land is like, if you have time to craft tools and make stuff and put them on Tradeport, you can make a bunch of money just by hunting the whales that want to pay for everything. They're pretty demanding. Even if you don't have something listed, you'll still get a notification through Potato that someone wants to buy your stuff,
Yeah.
even if it's not for sale, which worked out for me because I had a 25 Sui pickaxe that I didn't really need. I didn't even know it was that rare. I got it for free.
So Sui memes. Looking at the Sui memes. Sudong Hippo, top meme on Sui at the moment, is $72 million market cap. Number 2 meme on Sui is 9 million, which is Lofi. Wow, like this huge disparity. Like, I don't know why Sudong is so big. Like,
they're linked to some sort of like actual a philanthropic cause, like actual like save the whatever kind of thing,
oh, okay.
I
Like,
I don't remember what it is, but
like Tree.
and they launched after Sui Trump, so they're not even older than Sui Trump, but they're huge because.
And I'm looking at Lofi. So Lofi, $9 million market cap today, which means that from their all-time high of $209 million market cap, Lofi are now down 96.3% from their all-time high.
They were up to 209 million. Jesus.
Like they're not at their all-time low because that was their launch price. But
how long ago was that all-time high?
11 months ago. So in 11 months, Lofi has gone down 96.3%. That's what I mean. Like Sui is already in a bear market, right? It has been this whole time that we've been building, which gives me hope because a bear market can only last a certain amount of time. If Sui was already in a bear market when Bitcoin was not in a bear market, that means that possibly Sui will come out of a bear market before Bitcoin does. We could see Sui motoring up in market cap while the rest of the market's bleeding. Possibly. This could work quite well, but that's insane, right? Like the second largest meme coin on the network, and so it's other ones.
I mean, community wise, it's I'd be willing to say it's definitely the most popular one, even if it doesn't have the biggest market cap. It's the most like commonly seen.
Yeah, definitely.
Mascot for the entire network, like Eisenhower. He has a half-an-hour speech at Sui Fest.
Yep.
And what I like about him is he posts about the Sui network itself, just bull posting about Sui from his own personal account. It's not like he's always pushing Lofi. And he has some really good charts. Like, Sui has the maximum or the first place for number of new wallets, the first place for active wallets, for the largest amount of transactions, not the most volume, but like the one that has the highest amount of value per transaction.
Yeah.
A lot of metrics that most people don't look at. And, I like that he does that daily, multiple times. He's just pushing for Sui. And I've been doing the same thing, in the down market. I'm trying to make, it's almost like Sui is, a coin you got to support just like your own meme coin at this point to everybody, like the whole world.
We have a Blub all-time high, $80 million market cap. Currently $2.5 million market cap is Blub, which is unbelievable. So that
well, they have the farmland, all that they should be joining the SuiDex.
Well, they should have their community should have gotten behind it, but they didn't. So they're down 97% from all-time high, which was 12 months ago for their all-time high. We have this is this is almost, you can't go lower than 97%, really, can you? Which, like, and I'm not fudding these coins. I'm saying that the bottom is almost in for a lot of the memes. I mean, of course, memes can also go to zero, but these are top 5 memes on all of the Sui network, right?
The majority of coins like that, they have a hefty supply, usually like at least 3 or 5%, like permanently locked in a locker that's in like untouchable for either forever or like a year. Is pretty universal for all these coins if you check.
Yeah. Then Sudong. So Sudong currently $72 million market cap. All-time high was $278 million, which was in November of 2024. So yes, quite an old coin. It's from October 2024, Sudong. But it did dip all the way down to, it's never dipped that far actually. Its lowest was about 18 million. So
it launched around SuiTrump. It was around the same time.
Yeah.
Last October.
It is 75% down from its all-time high, even at $70 million market cap. So the highest meme on Sui is down 75% from all-time high. Then we come to SuiTrump. So SuiTrump currently trading at $432,000. All-time high was 2 million, but it's not anymore for now. And again, from our all-time high, down 97%. It says, oh no, but that all-time high is the CETUS exploit, I think. Definitely. Maybe, I think what's happening here actually.
Yeah, that's it. There's no way. There's no way.
Yeah, exactly. Well, our all-time high is 2 million and we're at 400, so that's not 97%. So I think possibly CoinGecko is broken.
Yeah, it's because the exploit gave it a false all-time high.
Maybe that's okay.
I don't know.
Let's let's do it mathematically then. Let's do some maths. How's your maths? So we'll go back to Lofi because I don't want to FUD anything, right? Well, let's get the real numbers, right? So Lofi's all-time high market cap was oh, chart's broken. Yeah, was 209 million, right? Let's use AI. 9 million high. CoinGecko should really fix that because it does make us look even worse. And market cap now is 9 million. Now 9 million. In percent. It's that.
What's the market cap of SuiTrump right now?
450, something like that. Oh no, so it says here actually Lofi has dropped 95.7% from all-time high. So the on CoinGecko, that's correct for that one. So it is 95% down. SuiTrump, so all-time high 2 million.
It is down 77.5%.
77, yeah. Okay, so it's telling me here 97%. So that's a lie. Liar.
Yeah.
Oh, because it's giving the top from May 2025, which was the CETUS exploit. So I need to ask them to fix that as well then. I have good communication with CoinGecko now, actually. You can see on our CoinGecko, they're now showing our burn supply, which is now changing as I send the SuiTrump to the burn wallet. You can see I made a burn today, and that was actually immediately added to the burn supply. So this is dynamic now. Every time I burn, we will see this number go up. How about we do a burn right now and we see if it's going to do it immediately?
Nice.
Yeah, let's do that. Right, let me find the burn wallet. Okay.
Well,
so
something I knew was going to happen with the DEX is when the SuiDex came out, that put a lot more eyes on the SuiTrump coin.
Yeah, it put some eyes, but also we flushed out a lot of people who were short-term holders, which is fine. To be honest, I'm happier that a short-term holder is out of the coin as opposed to continuing to hold, just wanting to profit. Of course, I want everyone to profit with SuiTrump, but we need to profit in a responsible way so that it doesn't dump on everyone else. Like, that's the whole idea of the coin, right? We're supposed to be the strongest community that can hold each other up even in tough times. Like I had some holders were messaging me saying, "Oh, Richie, can you buy my tokens from me? That way that I don't sell them," right? This was like thousands of dollars, $10,000. Like, can you buy my tokens for $8,000? They were $10,000, and then I won't put a red candle on the chart if I want to sell them. And I told them, why would I, as the token creator, give you $8,000 of my own money for tokens that I'd never sell because I don't sell SuiTrump? So I'd just be buying more SuiTrump to put into a wallet, which I'd then hold forever, and then I'd be down 8K.
You've given away 10,000 USDC in promotions and giveaways. I've added it up. It's over $10,000 at this point over the whole year.
I've invested, like about $50,000 in the continuing building of what we're going on here, right? So in terms of, I'd rather invest the money into building SuiTrump than just giving someone $8,000 for tokens, which they don't, that they bought, and then they can sell. It's an open market, right? So at the moment I'm looking at the burn supply on CoinGecko. I'm gonna send 1 million SuiDex to the burn wallet, and we're gonna see if it goes up. Fun. So usually when I'm doing this, I'm buying the SuiDex with the fees from SuiDex, and I'm burning the tokens. So it's a buy and a burn, which is what's bullish about it. So it was at 103. So now, because I've sent that, let's see how fast their back end is. Did they just update it? Not yet. I guess it's gonna.
Now, when you do a burn, does that have an immediate effect on the market cap, or is that
No, the buy
it's
has
just
the way buy and burn works is because I buy the token first. So what we do is, so say someone comes to Sui farm, right, and they go to the farm position. When they come to the farm and they decide, say they want to go into, like yesterday, I was explaining the importance of our stablecoin pools, which are really great for protecting people's assets during a bear market, which I was saying we might be going into, we might not. So, for example, when you come into Sui Farm and you deposit into the USDC, USDT pool, that means you're going to be, farm's not loading. I think my internet's done. That means that you're going to be paying a 2% fee, right? So from that 2% fee for depositing your coins into the farm, you're then going to from that fee, 40% of that is then sent to a wallet, which I control. That 40% is turned into Sui or USDC, and I then buy SuiDex with it. So when I buy SuiDex, what happens is first I buy it. So on the chart, you're going to see a green candle on the chart for the buy, right? So for example, this morning I bought $100 worth of SuiDex from the buy burn wallet. I bought the SuiDex, and then I take that same amount that I just bought and I send it to the burn wallet. So you'll see the chart go up on the buy and the supply disappear on the burn, which means no one can ever sell those coins that were just bought because they're gone.
So is it equivalent to like locking them up forever? Like, is it the same effect?
Yeah, they're locked. They're gone forever, so they can never be accessed. So it's essentially like a friendly whale continuing to buy the coins without ever wanting to or being able to sell them. They're locked away forever.
The killer mechanism there too is the lower the price it goes,
Yeah, the more
the more yeah.
Exactly.
That's when I did an analysis of like the white paper and the whole system, that was the main thing that all the AI said, like this price goes down, you're buying massively more amounts of the coin. So that's a pretty hard floor to stop.
Yeah, exactly right. Because you can look on Sui, right, and it is because on Sui the possibility of a meme coin going down to, I mean, we come back to the top meme coins, right? If we come down a little bit, we'll start to see coins which are now, they used to be extremely popular. They're on CoinGecko because they had volume at one time, but now they don't anymore, right? And we'll see, what can happen, right? So here we have Suimon, which was one of these hot Pokemon coins, which now has no market cap. The market cap is 0, right? Okay, we won't.
Oh my god, they did it again.
Oh no, it says it's migrated to a new contract, but there's no new contract.
Oh geez. They've had quite the drama in their whole history, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, some of these coins are just disappearing.
Sui Llama,
a lot of Moonbags projects.
Okay, so Sui Llama was launched on Moonbags, same time as us. They went all the way up to $1.4 million market cap, and currently they are sitting at $20,000 market cap, right? So if SuiDex ever went down to $20,000 market cap, how much of the supply would I be able to buy and burn with SuiDex? I mean, I could buy and burn in quite short amount of time. I could probably buy and burn half the supply, maybe more.
Put $100 into that. Like, pretend you're gonna swap and buy $100 of that coin. So many coins it is.
True. So if I was going to buy $100, that would buy me 485 million coins, and they have the same starting supply as we do because they were started on Move Pump, right? So I'd be able to buy up 4% of their supply with $100, right? So technically, I mean, it means if we ever do drop drastically in market cap, just we can buy and burn even more of the coins, which then makes the coin price, at least on, for example, CoinGecko, then it would be much easier to get into, 10 cents, 50 cents, $1 if the supply was half burned or 60% burned from that supply. So it's all good. It's all
another big
very
part of that
interesting.
is Sui Trump has huge liquidity.
It does. Yeah.
Even if it's the DEX, even without the SuiDex, it still has the move liquidity. And I believe you kept a lot on CETUS, right? You didn't take too much out of that.
I took nothing out.
Uh,
I haven't touched CETUS.
Yeah,
It's still there.
even without the SuiDex, the liquidity is huge. So
Yeah.
it's like,
So our
you couldn't
pools,
get.
currently we have 17,000 on CETUS, and that's 18,000 on CETUS actually, and on Move Pump. Wow, Move Pump's not showing on Dex Screener anymore. Interesting.
Oh, that just means somebody needs to make a transaction on it. If there hasn't been a purchase in 24 hours from that liquidity pool, it'll disappear from Dex Screener.
Yeah.
You just have to make a purchase.
It's because Move Pump is dead, man. Their 24-hour volume on Move Pump is $5,000.
And Sui Trump's number one. Is the only successful.
Yeah, but that's crazy, right? Like
And well, and Aquashock too. Aquashock was a successful Move Pump launch. That's another one.
Yeah, Aquashock rules. But yeah, because for example, like Blue Move are on Dex Screener, right? They have 24-hour volume of $5,000, right? $5,000. That's their 24-hour volume across their entire Dex. On Bluefin, they have 24-hour volume of $85 million. So, and SuiDex is trying to get on Dex Screener, and I just don't understand why they can't just kick off Blue Move and put us in instead. Because if it's a dead Dex, why are they still listing it, right? We should be implanted in the space instead of these guys.
I mean, to me, it seems like the proper move for them to do, if they're going to call themselves a tracker, like they should track it, because they're not showing the correct numbers.
They should.
But I don't know. I guess
they should.
Maybe it's the move thing, or I don't know.
But the good thing that even if Blue Move is dead as a chain, the liquidity for Sui Trump in Blue Move is burned. And because of the way that Sui works with dexes, actually all dexes are aggregated between each other, right? So the liquidity which is available for Sui Trump on Blue Move is still used to route through different buys. Yeah, I just put a buy in, we have it here. So there's 38,000 in Blue Move. There's about 18,000 in CETUS. And then we come to Sui Trump Farm now, where the majority of our liquidity is. For some reason, the farm's not loading. Don't know why. I think it's probably my connection. But we have roughly $80,000 of liquidity inside of SuiDex as well for Sui Trump. And we have liquidity with Shock and Sui Trump of about $6,000 as well in SuiDex. So total, we have a large, very large amount of liquidity for Sui Trump. Hundreds of thousands of dollars of liquidity, which is great. It's fantastic. Next move is we need to get aggregated between SuiDex and other dexes so that the trades can happen through them routing, as opposed to, because at the moment what's happening is if someone buys Sui Trump on CETUS, then that's going to move the price on CETUS and Blue Move up on Sui Trump. But the price on SuiDex is not going to move. So people are actually running arbitrage bots between CETUS, Blue Move, and SuiDex right now for Sui Trump to even the price. This will be
on day one. I saw a CETUS swap use the SuiDex liquidity. On day one, there was a swap on CETUS, and it used the farm or the LP on the SuiDex. You can see it on the chain.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen that myself, because it can't happen yet because we're not aggregated.
I have a screenshot. I'll have to go back and check it.
Yeah, send it to me. But that's why we're waiting. In terms of SuiDex news, we are still working on getting integration done on our back end. Once we have that up, we're going to be able to start aggregating with other dexes and linking ourselves together into the ecosystem. It's been a terrible ball ache to get it all done, but it's pretty much finished by the new developer that we had to onboard to the team to finish this work. And we're starting 2 new campaigns. I want to talk about one today, which I'm really excited about. The way it's going to work is that when somebody comes to Sui Farm to farm, what we're going to find is if you deposit into the Victory pools, so that would be Victory USDC and Victory Sui, a wheel is going to pop up. This wheel is then going to allow you to spin it, and when you spin the wheel, you're going to get rewards. Rewards are varying between Victory coin, large amounts of Victory. I think the top prize is going to be 1 million Victory, which is about $3,500 at the moment. We will have small amounts of Victory. We'll have Sui Trump prizes. We will have prizes in also NFTs and any other partner coins which we want to throw into the prizes for the wheel. The idea for this is we want to encourage people to buy up Victory and deposit it into the farms so that they can get more prizes, right? It's a way of essentially giving boosted yield in a gamified manner through the magic of spinning a wheel is what's going to be happening.
Those mechanics are very popular at the moment.
Oh,
basically, making gambling like part of pretty much everything possible.
Yeah, exactly. So and I like a wheel. If anyone's been watching this channel for a while, I used to do like wheel giveaways all the time.
Yeah, you did that when we were doing the liquidity pools to see who got the bonus for the 2 random bonuses that you gave out aside from the top liquidity providers.
Yeah,
you had a wheel.
Yeah. So we're doing that, and we'll also be doing a trading competition. I'll give more details on that later. Because we need to fix the indexer on the back end and then put it into the UI, and there's a lot of long and boring work which I won't be doing. But we have someone who's hired to do it. But the wheel we can put up. I'm hoping in 1 or 2 days we'll have it live, and then that's going to be really fun for people. You can win prizes by farming Victory, and it's a great way of just boosting yield.
Are you having trouble seeing the farm? Because I have it up.
Yeah.
No problem right here.
I think it's my Wi-Fi then. Yeah, because for me it's not coming up.
Yeah, I'm glad I upgraded. I have fiber optic bilateral 300 megabits per second. It is screaming lightning fast, and I'm the only user.
Yeah. And if we do hit into the pure bear market, then maybe just turn SuiDex into casino. And then we'll all be good, right?
Well,
we could just gamble.
It should definitely have it should have a section. If you open the slush wallet, there's like a Sui native casino now.
Yeah,
I was playing on it already because you're earning raffle tickets.
I hate the pop-ups on the slush wallet. It's really annoying. It's like I just want to do my stuff, and they're like, "Hey, how about this?" I'm like, I don't want that. Like it's like watching TV and like getting ads.
Honestly, though, the things that I've seen popped up are actually a good deal. Like a free $20 I got from Full Sail.
Okay. That's free shit.
I think the possibility of winning like $400 or $500 on the casino just for playing 5 Sui, a lot of cool stuff.
You know what Slush needs? You know what Slush needs?
SuiDex in the list of apps.
They need goddamn Aquashock. That's what they need.
Oh,
day 19 of applying. Oh, it's day 21 now, I guess. Like, come on. God damn.
Yeah, Denny was running like
he still is,
admin work in the Discord for Sui Network and Slush and Walrus. He's just taken over, so eventually they'll have to just they'll believe, he's part of the team, we gotta prove it. Denny's persistent like that.
Well, it's also about trades, right? Because now we're seeing a lot of volume for Aquashock going through SuiDex. Soon, once we have the indexer up, we're going to be able to see that in plain as day, plain English, or numbers, right, on SuiDex's data screen, which will show you the liquidity that Shock has on SuiDex, which is a lot. We have a lot of liquidity with Sui and Aquashock, and we have a lot of liquidity with Sui Trump and Aquashock. And the trades of Aquashock running through SuiDex are not being picked up to be displayed by the network yet. And that's one of these things.
Right now, it says 15 active pools, 274,000 PVL total.
Yeah.
Let's see, Sui Trump has $76,054
Nice.
in liquidity.
There's more actually that's
And
not in the farm. That's what I made, but I didn't want to dilute the pool, so I didn't put the liquidity that I put into SuiDex into the farm because I'm that kind of guy.
okay.
I'm not going to dilute.
So how would you check just the LPs? You go to the Dex.
No, well,
SuiDex.
that's what I'm saying. We don't have that yet. That's the indexer that we're building. That will then be able to show the DEX liquidity, DEX TVL, all liquidity prices, charts for all coins, basically like a DEX screener, but for SuiDex is what we're making.
Okay.
Because if we can't find that information on DEX screener, I'm not going to keep going to them and begging them to, please put our pools on DEX screener. We need it. God, guys, just look at me. Just pay attention to me. It's like, fuck it. Let's just build what they have on SuiDex. And then people, if they want to know what the SuiDex pools are, they can see. Then over time, of course, more people will see that. It'll give them more confidence at what we've got. And then we will get aggregated into Noodles and Dex Screener, all these other places. But it's the only way to do.
In the farm, Shock has 10,000 $860.
Nice. Yeah, it was as high as
235 APR.
Yeah,
pretty big APR compared to the rest.
It's 0.7% daily on your Shock. Like if you're not in the Shock pool, I don't know what you're doing because you're not earning 0.7% daily on your staked assets. Where are you going to get that right now? Like some of the APRs on SuiDex are incredible. Incredible.
That's one of my biggest ones. Yeah, I claimed like it was like $40 between all of them. And that was probably the biggest one was from Shock, I'm pretty sure.
That's cool. Yeah,
but it was like 2 days. It wasn't like a single day.
Yeah, with the pools I have, I make about $30 to $40 daily inside of Sui Farm. I know like we have some whales in there who are earning hundreds, $200, $300, $400 a day inside of Sui Farm right now. So if a lot, people are on Sui or in crypto and thinking, where's the yield? Where's the good old days where you used to get passive income? It's right here on Sui Farm.
You don't remember the post by Elon Musk?
Oh yeah,
he posted some massive numbers.
Yeah, he went hard,
like $1,000 in 3 days.
Yeah, I mean he's been part of my community for about 3 years. He went into my NFT collection, the first one I made, really hard, and he came out very positive on that. A lot of the plays, which I talk about on my YouTube channel, he has a pretty good sense of smelling bullshit, I think, because of course not everything I talk about wins, but a lot of the ones that he's gone into have done extremely well. He did really well on Sonic SVM. I think he's done quite well on Swarm. He did really well on Lumi, I think. Other kind of coins that he went into that I talked about also have done really well. So, and and I'm sure he watches other content and learns his own journey as well, and figures out what he likes to buy in as well, because he's a grown up. That's what we do.
I like when he comes on the spaces. He'll come on every once in a while, and he always talks very positive about you, like your past and how you've always held your integrity, and even went out of pocket if he felt like you may have said something wrong. That's really bullish when I hear him talk. I like when he comes on.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So you can definitely see Sui bear market. We only have 6 people in the room, right? Where's all the moon boys? Everyone's crying.
I do these every week for consistency. I never expect too many people, I'm just like, hey, at least I'm here in case someone wants to talk. Well, I still do it.
Across all the streams, we've got 130 people, I think. Yeah, 130. Usually we're up at usually around about 500, so definitely lower than usual.
And I'm always streaming to my Kick account, and I play casino on there because that gets more followers, so I'm trying to build that up.
Yeah, well, I just got to stay positive, and for anyone in SuiDex, just know that we're continuing to build. Bull or bear, we will be building out new new features, depending on the market. So at the moment, from this conversation, you can tell probably I'm quite bearish on what's happening in the overall macro, but it doesn't mean that we still don't have opportunity to bring a lot of fun and profit and passive income into DeFi. It just means we need to pivot into a different style of DeFi. Generally, in bear markets, things are a lot more degenerate, would be how I would say it. There's a lot more chance.
And
like
when
chance
you say
games.
with the Sui coin, like I don't see it going much lower than it is. Like it's gonna go sideways or up. I don't see it really going. It's not gonna go down to $1. That would be
okay.
So because they're, especially with the stable coin, they're gonna be burning Sui, I believe.
So I don't think I'd ever say never, because I used to hold Phantom, or I do still hold Phantom or Sonic coin, and that it didn't go so well. So we never know what the real bottom can be on in a real bear market. I mean, bear market expect 70% dips for altcoins, right? So if we wanted a 70% dip right now on Sui from today, if this was like, say this was the ultimate bear move, then we would probably see Sui down to, 50 cents to $1 would be bear market Sui. And that's because no coin is protected from the bear market. The bear market destroys everything, eats everything. And I'm not saying it's coming, but when it does come, that's what happens.
I think Sui's tech is something that holds it up to a level of there's a lot of dependency. Like the whole entire country of Greece runs its financial system through Sui.
Yeah, that's Greece though, man. Like
Google,
2008, they went down, right?
They have, and that's where Costas is from there. So like he saved this whole country from financial ruin with Sui. I think there's way too many huge corporations that are depending on its technology to just not, they need Sui coin for it to function.
Oh, I have some comments I wasn't looking at. We have Stephanopoulos, who says, can anyone participate in Tato pre-sale, and what tokens do you need for the sale? There is no pre-sale in Tato.
No
It
pre-sale.
is a fair launch, I believe, and an airdrop. So if you've been using the Potato board and you've been using Potato Land and you've been doing your tasks and engaging in the ecosystem, I believe you're going to get an airdrop. But if you haven't been, then you're just going to have to buy it on launch. And this will be an extremely, extremely full, fast launch. I think landowners get airdrop, right?
Yeah, there's a whole bunch of different metrics that they go by, but the thing that is guaranteed is all airdrops, regardless if it's for XP or whatever, has a 30-day waiting period.
Okay.
So for the first 30 days, it's only the coins that are on the open market that get purchased and are tradable. There's no one getting coins unlocked on day one. Not VC or themselves. Nobody. It's fair launch for 30 days.
We have another question. What do influence points do?
You have influence over like decisions in the game. They haven't fully released exactly what the mechanics of, but from what I've seen, it's a fairly important stat to have. It's one of the top ones.
Okay.
It has something to do with like where your land is, decisions that are made in the whole entire game, but we're not to that point in the process. The real game hasn't even started yet, actually. I mean, this is like the build up to the actual game. Okay. And the details they release step by step.
Stephanopoulos says, yes, anyone can buy Tato upon TGE on Saturday. That's right. Stephanopoulos also says, can you talk about how you farm or find the URR, which are the rare items inside of Potato Land? I just minted Exoma statue. So inside of Potato Land, when you come to tool management, you have the miscellaneous tools. So yeah, you have a idol of Axomama. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I've had this staked since the very beginning of the game, and I've not found any URRs because you basically need the rare or epic or super epic legendary idols to find the URRs. But if you want to try, you can try and combo them up. So you have an idol which will find you URRs. You also have, I think, the shovel. Let's check that. You can come to the tools here and you can check. So shovel opens up the possibility to search for treasure. It enables new URRs to be found. So if you want to find new ones, you can use a shovel. Again, I've never found a URR though, and I've had these.
It's a gamble. I mean,
it's a big gamble.
If you look at the rare, like even the ultra rare, the boost of percentage it gives you to possibly find one is barely anything. It's like from 1% to like 3%.
We
even
have
the best items.
Yeah, you have here a crystal ball. Like I'll make a crystal ball. I'm not sure actually if you need to have a crystal ball staked to find the URR. I'm not sure about that, but you can have a crystal ball, and apparently it shows you the countdown to getting them. But I don't know. Things you can.
One thing you can do is you can craft tools, and you can get lucky and get rare tools is better of a chance than finding the ultra rare materials.
Yeah.
I actually made some pretty good money by making tools for free and getting lucky and getting one that's rare and selling it.
And I think that's them all. So it would be your idol and your shovel, which are going to find you the URRs. I think all the other ones don't do it. So I don't know. I have a chaos seed, which I bought. So you can actually buy them if you come to the marketplace. You can buy like a chaos seed. They're 19 sui. You have fairy dust. That's 49 sui. So, I mean, if you do find these things, they do have great value. But it's very hard to find them. So
there's also a 24-hour, every time you claim, there's a 24-hour delay on when the next possibility you can get it again is. It'll start counting down. So no reason to claim more than once every 24 hours, because if you do, you're not going to get a chance to get the rare item or the rare materials.
Yeah. I like upgrading them though. Like if you come here to, if I'm on here, I'm going to go to the idol, and then you can try and modify it. This is really fun. And you take all because basically if you overcraft something, say you continue to craft and craft and craft and craft, you're going to get so many shitty NFTs that are useless, but you can burn them to try and make a higher value NFT on the one that you own. So for example, this uncommon statue, I want to turn it into a rare one. I can essentially make lots of these statues. So I just keep making them. You might get a win, you might not. So you need to, buy some gold for that. I get some gold. Gold's expensive, man. Jesus Christ. And then
that the chance of winning, I mean, that they've probably been making a killing on that. The people that are just going for it and they don't get
it. Yeah, totally. And then I can just make another statue. So the more of them you make, you just keep making them essentially. And then you can combine them all together and try to get yourself a winner. So at the moment I'm doing that with a wheelbarrow. So I'm crafting as many wheelbarrows as possible so that I can modify this one. At the moment, I only have one other one. So I need to make about 6 wheelbarrows. Doesn't matter if they're uncommon, common, rare. You can burn them all. You can increase your chance of an upgrade by, I think, 25%, which is pretty good. And you can get.
And from what I've heard about, Potato Finance and the developer team, because I'm in constant contact with Amy from the SuiDex protocol, the one that gave the response, and she said that the Potato team is awesome. They're very professional. They're always at all the events.
Mm-hmm.
And there are lots of ways to earn money with the whole Potato ecosystem. There's like infinite techniques. It's very complex, but there's also a way to play it in a simple way. You don't have to play it complex, but it can get pretty complex if you want to go down the rabbit hole. And if you work it right, you can earn pretty much free money, but it takes, effort.
Yeah.
But it's a lot more worth it than most of the other NFT projects I've seen where you have to do activities. most of the other ones are just like so much time for barely anything back. Potato actually will, give you something substantial if you really put time into it.
True.
I'm definitely in the green because, I minted the 2 for free and just selling my 1 hero for 100 Sui when I only paid like 56 for all 9 of them. So I got 8 for free plus 40 Sui.
You're basically a millionaire.
Yeah. Yeah, except the price of the Sui. Yeah, if Sui was $5 again, it'd be great. But I'm holding on to them.
Yeah. I mean, this my whole plan for Sui. You just continue to stack it. The lower it goes, the better price you can get. And it could be 6 months, could be 3 months, could be 1 year, could be 3 years until we see what's going to happen. But eventually, it will hit a new all-time high. I can guarantee that.
And like I tell people on Reddit, you haven't lost any money unless you sell your coins, because you still have the same amount of coins.
Yeah.
Just keep stacking your coins. Look at your coin amount, not the value. The value doesn't matter unless you're going to buy or sell. Just hold on to it. It's going to go back up.
It's good advice. All right, so should we call it for this stream? Gonna go do some yoga. Yeah.
If anyone wanted to say anything, is Paste, are you with us? I know you're always quiet, but we'd love to hear from Sue Builders. He helped make the
our buy bot
burn tracker for
he fixed the SuiTrump buy bot as well. Finally, we can show SuiDex and SuiDex. Hey, Paste is a genius. We're working on other things for SuiDex now. Actually, I need to send them.
Paste, you're rugging.
Yeah,
You're rugging hard.
What's your yeah? Oh, that'd be fun. Yeah. Paste, what's your predictions for the Sui price? Superstar. So, so Pace, what do you think is the bottom for a Sui? Yeah. It also depends on what the future is going to be for Sui, right? If they are, if it's going to be all about Walrus and Deep and, their in-house builds and Nautilus, right? Um, does that leave enough space for people who want to build on Sui that is not aligned with what Mission Labs want to do with the chain, right? Is another question that I sometimes think about how Sui is going. Because if it's not the chain for people to make, build fun DeFi or community DeFi, right? Then eventually all of these community builders who are on Sui will migrate to other chains where they do appreciate and want to, um, you know, give assistance and advice or support to people who are building out these kind of protocols or coins or communities. So I hope they are. So the issue there is, for example, with SuiVision, right? So I've had a conversation with them face to face. We explained to them that we're a new Dex. We have a completely different liquidity structure than is on Sui. We've essentially have V2 pools, right? And the issue is that Sui has no way of recognizing V2 pools currently. So we're actually the first to do this kind of pool liquidity pool structure on Sui, simplified DeFi essentially, right? And yeah, and so that's the issue, right? Because we're the first ever to do it, that means that Sui can't read it. So we said, we're building the APIs, we're building the index, so you're going to be able to pool it completely without any real legwork from our indexers and from our APIs into Sui Vision. And they said, okay, great. So they started doing some of the verification that we paid for. But then they came back later like, well, we only really want to really put the work in if you're holding, 10 to $50 million TVL. Then we'll do everything. But unless you're not at that stage, then why we have other bigger fish to fry is essentially what they said, right? I said back, is that, well, if how do you expect us to get to $50 million TVL if you're not going to integrate our liquidity into Sui, right? So we're kind of going back and forth there. Yeah, well, so I said, it's kind of the chicken before the egg, right? So I replied to them politely, and I said, "Okay, well, at least you've given a goal for us to look at. We're just going to do it in house then, for now." And now it's moving over from SuiVision to talk to SuiScan. But I know it's going to be similar issue, I think, because although Sui says they're there for the builders, they're also focusing on the builders who are bringing in tens of hundreds of $1 million of investment and capital, right? Which is what I think they actually mean by builders. I don't think they necessarily mean builders from the ground up. I think they mean builders who are coming with established massive bags of cash. Is a kind of disheartening, but well, now it's SuiScan, who are actually extremely hard to find and talk to, which is kind of funny. So, yeah, yeah. Hmm. Yeah, it's a bit of gatekeeping. Yeah. So we just do what we always do. We keep building. And eventually, if you keep building and you keep attracting new community and louder people, and the more people you have behind you, the more people who are interest in what we're doing as opposed to what's going on elsewhere, that means that they can't ignore it anymore. It's the same thing. It's, that's it. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And and SuiScan, because now they synced up with SuiScan and Noodles, so they have like charts displaying for everything that's happening with them, which is great. Yeah, so it finally happened for them. Yeah. No drama on Aquashock. No drama with no drama with or Scale. No drama with Scale. Yeah, we'll see about that. I mean, it's like I said, like now it's creating this indexer, full visibility of what's happening in SuiDex, in our pools, in our farms, with all tokens on SuiDex and swaps, and everything will just be visible on our website on SuiDex at dex.suidex.org. So whatever people want to see about our liquidity pools, what's happening, which tokens are going up and down in value, and these kind of things will be all on our site. And if people want to integrate that into other places, they can build on it, they can pull from it, they can use it for whatever they want. But that's the only way that I can see that getting the fastest way to get out all the information, instead of waiting for these guys to push the button or to accept that, okay, there's another way to do liquidity on Sui, then it's fine. We just continue this way. But yeah, that's the core issue, is because we were the first ever to do this form of liquidity on Sui. That's why. Um, if I could go back, would I have just done V3? That's a big question, it would have solved a lot of problems. But c'est la vie. You only get one decision on these things. But it's triple audited and it's safe, it's secure, and it is what it is, right? So um hopefully, I mean, our backend guy, was talking to him yesterday. He said he's 99% done with the work. Now it's all about integration and to get it all up and display. So that's good, which is good news. And whoever takes us, SuiVision, or because also I asked, this is very interesting actually. I asked SuiVision if they could give me a contact for SuiScan, and they said no, they don't have one. They said they don't have. They said no, but this is interesting, right? They said his reply was, we are not SuiScan. We are SuiVision. I don't have their contact, which means actually there must be some kind of a rivalry between these two blockchain explorers, right? Yeah, but to be honest, it's the only chain that I know of that has two blockchain explorers. Binance Smart Chain has BSC Scan. ETH has Etherscan. Why does Sui have two blockchain explorers? Yeah, I'm not sure, but I think they are. I guess they must be competitors because they're going for the same market share, right? Yeah. Yeah. I prefer SuiVision. It's cleaner and easier to understand. But notice like Potato integrated with SuiScan. You're seeing SuiScan making some big plays recently, integrating with chosen protocols actually that they've been announcing. If you come down their X, they went for Blockade is now integrated with them. Potato, Noodles are integrated now with SuiScan, Ica, and they're just announcing like these larger projects which they are now pairing up with essentially and co-promoting with. Yeah. Well, I need to get well, if you have a contact with SuiScan, if you could share it, that'd be great because I've sent them 3 emails and I've dropped some questions into their Discord. In Discord, my ticket got deleted that I made to ask them for, why our pools aren't shown correctly, and my reply was, okay, send it over, man. Yeah, 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 exactly, because, that's I've been struggling to find out because also on their X, they don't have a DM, section, so you can't direct message them. They're powered by StakeTab, which is actually a company which runs a lot of different scanners across, blockchains, not just Sui. So SuiScan isn't completely, Sui focused. They're I guess, an umbrella company of a larger. Sure, I just need a contact, so if you have one, yeah. You just need to mention. Alright. That'd be good. Noodles I'm talking to, but they need time. I think they're really busy with some other things. They've got bigger fish to fry, but that's fine. At least they're like the conversation I have with Noodles is great because they're just like, okay, we're really busy right now. We'll it's on the list. We'll get to it when we have the time. Just going back and forth about things. Yeah, yeah. It's a tough life developing. Hey, we have more people in here now. We have Sui Life. Hello, Sui Life. Oh, I think my browser's gone off. I have no sound coming through X, only hearing you, Richie. Oh no, means that something's happened to my browser. God damn. No, it was working. I'm gonna add the screen back. Let's see. God damn StreamYard. Mm, 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 mm.
And no speakers. It's down market, so I think it might be a good time to wrap it up unless someone else has any topics. We have a request to speak. Glenn, come on up, Glenn. I see Glenn all the time. He's definitely grinding it out on these spaces.
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Richie, how you doing?
Good,
Tui
man.
Builders,
How you doing, Glenn?
Wise again. Chilling, man. Surviving through it, huh?
Yeah.
Waiting in the Red Seas, bro. Oh man. No, I just want to come up, say hi, pop in. And to the point, I want to make I want to elaborate on the point of making noise. That's really the thing to do. Um, I know we're gonna set up. We got aligned with Spaces on X, which is kind of soul based, but they accept kind of all systems. We're lined up to start a show literally this Saturday, so the 15th at 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We are inviting any and all Sui projects to come on, show their stuff. I know I'm talking to Wise DJ here about coming on.
I'm
just
down.
kind of
I'm going to be there. I'm going to shill Sui
Hell yeah.
itself. I like arguing with Solana people because
Yeah.
the tech is faster, it's cheaper, it's undeniable because it's math.
And that's what I'm saying. That's the energy I want to bring because, look, yes, we're going to get a lot of outside, focused, just outside of the box of Sui, right? So we're Solana guys. They got everybody over there. So it's going to be cool. They're up and coming. It's a Web3 24/7 kind of radio show type deal. But yeah, I think it's a great networking opportunity. It's free. They're going to hand us the mic. We could literally turn this show into anything we want. But I think a good structure is let's all preach Sui first, and then kind of go into like a coin chill, and then our Sui coin chill, and then after that we open up the floor to everyone else. Low threat, free chicken basically. You just gotta be there and grab it. So yeah,
that's my modus operandi for any space that's not Sui focused. I push Sui first, and if I get a chance to talk about separate projects, I will, but I'll only Sui on the first, mic pass for sure, because that's important.
Oh no, absolutely right. Because we're trying to pick up that volume. Regardless, meme coin, NFT, whatever project you're working on. But yeah, I want to give a shout out to Star Dogs. They're from the Ethereum network. They're always running around grinding too. But just want to say hi. I see them in the crowd. So yeah, much love, guys. Hopefully, I can see whoever there on Saturday. We'll talk some Sui.
So Saturday, 7 a.m. PST, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Okay.
Pacific Standard Time.
That's pretty.
And then
would be for me. That'd be Saturday. Yeah, that's for me. That's pretty good actually. So
7. Yeah, it's not for me. I got to give up my Saturday mornings until I find rotation. But that's the plan.
He said you're going to post it in the Telegram of Sui Trump, right? I said if it's a space, you can post it right in there.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yep, I got our artist working on kind of a little I don't know poster or something. You know what I mean? Like throw it up in the X and then send out all the invites. I'm a DM everyone. Again, the hope is I could kind of switch off and rotate with different devs, right? Like Sui Trump hosts 1 week, and then we got Man Bear Pig hosting 1 week, or whoever. You know what I mean? Sure. Like the point is just get Sui out there.
Anytime. Me and Pace are usually always down to go and attend those, random outside spaces whenever. Just need notice ahead of time because I'm always being pulled in several different directions.
What I feel we're missing literally is when I pop into like, Solana chats or whatever chats, and there's a project, they're rolling, 8, 10 deep, whatever, you know what I mean? I don't see that here on Sui. I just don't.
Used to.
Maybe yeah. Well, maybe with certain with the real higher market cap coins, you know what I mean? Or NFTs, but it's just not that way. I feel, and fuck it, we gotta do something about it. Somebody does. So
yeah, man.
Shit, let's do it.
Well, on this space, this Sui builder, I've been doing this for a long time. I've had Dooney's developer on here. I've had the developer of Potato itself came on this space right here. Toilet Dust had their first space ever on this space. Yeah, we used to be wildly popular, but it's just things have died down so much.
Yeah, like you guys are, yeah, people come and go, projects come and go, higher market caps, low market caps, and it's hard. It's tough for people to get out there when it's red and be like, hey, buy into the idea, buy into the investment. But that's where it takes, good leadership, persistence, and keep the thing afloat and keep selling the dream, keep selling the idea, and back that up with hard work and all that shit. So, you guys know, you guys are doing great too. So, it is what it is. But yeah, that'll be the time. Looking forward to it, and awesome episode, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man. It's it's kind of what we were saying earlier, like how these kind of communities and this community kind of building and strategy should be supported by Sui. They should be noticing that 6 months ago, 8 months ago, communities were holding spaces. Like I remember looking across like X every morning or evening, and you'd see at least like 50 to 100 to 200 people in Sui based chats on spaces on X and just talking away about different things. Now it's
Richie, I wonder
rare, man.
if I wonder if the whole firing of the ambassador things will kind of improve the connection between
Possibly.
just
Yeah.
down here to up there. You know what I mean? Hopefully, like something, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. There was definitely some bad apples in there.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you go to Crypto Mischief live section, our spaces used to average 4.5 hours, like week after week. There's like 4 weeks in a row. 4.5 hours was the average space time, almost to where everyone's falling asleep and I just can't go any longer and there's more people wanting to talk. It used to be like wildly popular. This same space, you can go to Crypto Mischief YouTube live section. There's a ton of Sui builders spaces from previous times. You can see them all right there. And I have the link to the live YouTube on the Jumbotron right now.
Yeah. I mean, on the live video, we've got 140, 150 people. So that's good. But I mean, it used to be like 800 in top Sui.
Yeah, that's the thing a lot of people don't realize on these spaces, even though there's only like 10, 11 people here, it's being broadcasted to, at least over 100 on YouTube. So it's pretty cool.
Actually, on YouTube, we only have 10 people, but on X, because I'm on SuiDex X with video, Crypto Mischief X. With
You're
video,
live. You're live streaming X. That's even better.
Yeah, exactly. Because actually, YouTube sucks now. You can't do anything on YouTube. If you say anything like, "Oh, maybe this is a good financial decision for you," you are banned. Like that's it. You're not.
Oh yeah.
So you just you can't really do anything. It's YouTube sucks. Like it's over for YouTube.
It's not as good of a profit maker, but there's still lots of people that use it for their information. I mean, I go like Paul Barron. That's like one of my favorite channels on YouTube.
Yeah.
That's where I mostly get a lot of information is YouTube. That's where I found Crypto Mischief was on YouTube.
Yeah,
else I wouldn't be here.
But yeah, basically crypto content on YouTube is a dying breed, unfortunately, which is too bad.
I think it was too many of the people that had crypto channels eventually sold out, and they would pump a coin then that gets rugged, and they just they sell out on all their followers, so it just gave them a bad name.
Well, yeah, that's definitely what happened. But also then that's part of the fun of crypto. But then at the same time, I mean, if you go on a crypto banner, I'm pretty sure you're shilling things that are going to send people to zero as well. That's just the part of the game. You need to be smart enough to not fall for that. But the other thing is just that I think YouTube just pretty much shadow bans crypto content generally.
Well, they were sued recently for this type of behavior, so it should be getting better.
Mm-hmm.
I got a buddy that does streams on YouTube. Pink Trip, he said he's having better success as of late because of the changes.
That's good.
He's talking about Trump all the time and stuff like that. So probably the most risky content to be streaming, and for that to be successful is a pretty good sign.
Yeah, I see Sui Booster, who used to be on Sui Live all the time, are now just called Booster, and they now are on Pump.Fun on Solana.
Yeah, he got one of those reports from the LARPing cult. I won't mention anything.
The order.
So he was like, okay, I'm out.
Fair enough.
He had the wrong reaction. You got to do it like me. Just put on their costume and be like, yeah, I'm an ambassador. And then they just go away.
Let's finish on, I don't know if any of you guys follow Richard Hart of Hex and Pulse Chain. This is a
quite really popular guy.
So this is a really, this is actually what convinced me that we're going into the bear market. This was my end signal for this cycle, basically. So Richard Hart is popular because of what he's done with Hex initially in 2021. He made like a 20,000, 50,000 X token, made a lot of people rich. He then held a thing called a sacrifice, which is essentially you give your money to Richard Hart with no expectation of return or airdrop. You just give him the money to show that capitalism still exists, right? And from that, he said he was going to release Pulse Chain and Pulse X, which is a decentralized DEX which runs on Pulse Chain. It does exist. The problem is that from the people who sacrificed, including me, to Richard Hart, yeah, I gave him my money too. He raised over $1 billion for the sacrifices in 2022 for Pulse Chain. I'm currently 50% under my sacrificed price for these tokens, which I got. And last week, he actually, and then he got sued by the SEC. And then he also was on a European list for most wanted for scamming, right?
Interpol?
Interpol, yeah, he was on the Interpol list. And he disappeared. He used to live stream all the time, which is how he managed to get such a huge following. Last week he came out.
Disappeared?
He did, but he's back now. So he managed to beat the SEC. So it wasn't illegal because he did say on the sacrifice, it did say you are giving Richard Hart money for no expectation of return or profit or airdrop. So it was a complete sacrifice of your funds. And because of that, he managed to get away with the sacrifice. While he was building Pulse Chain, you could see him on video on his Twitter account coming out of like Gucci and Lamborghini with endless amounts of, he bought the world's largest diamond and put it on stream and say, hey guys, look what I just got. I got the world's largest diamond. So anyway, last week he came out of exile to say that he has created a brand new platform called ProveX. And ProveX is a new form of finance which he's going to be building. I'm not really sure what it is or how it's going to work, but he did say that for anyone to get into it, you can sacrifice your coins to make a political statement. You believe in capitalism, the removal of middlemen, and replacing trust with proof. You are sacrificing your coins to prove you are serious about this belief. You have no expectation of profit from the work of others. You understand what you sacrifice can be sold, and you will receive no benefit from it for ProveX. And so this is the same play he did in 2022, which garnered him $1 billion. Now, take a guess how much money he's raised so far in 3 days for this next iteration of his ecosystem.
50 million.
No, under 1 million. So he went from being the $1 billion raise machine to then opening up a new raise 3 years later and getting only under $1 million.
Well, because he bounced, and you said he just left. Like, that was pretty shady, right? He could at least still stay in contact. You can stay in contact while you're hidden. You know, Edward Snowden, plenty of people do it.
But it also means that people are so underwater with their altcoins that it just didn't pan out, right? Like, people don't have the liquidity to gamble with anymore for this. Yeah, currently $1.1 million after 4 days of running this. So it's absolute failure. For under 400 people sacrificing, probably. Like it's and that proved for me. It was like, okay, this is the end of this current cycle of whatever that kind of DeFi is. It's a thing of the past.
There is one thing is a very good likelihood to happen that I hadn't mentioned. All American citizens are supposed to be getting a $2,000 check for the tariffs or whatnot. And you know, the COVID era, you know, the 2021 bull run, that was those checks, you know, the payments they did, the relief or whatever, had a big part of that. So that would be really awesome if that happens. And it's, you know, looking more likely to happen than not. It's another one of those poly market bets you can make, and it's in the positive.
Yeah.
I'm putting all 2,000 right back into Sui. Let's get it.
No, man, you need to go.
Yeah, immediately.
Let's all sacrifice all our money to Richard Hart. What's the worst that can happen? It says here,
I'd rather give it to you. I'd rather give it to you, Richie. I'd rather give you $2,000.
the crypto mischief sacrifice. It says at the bottom too, sacrifices may be manually changed. Sacrifices and tokens may be added or removed at any point. Any other factor may be intervened upon at any time for any reason. Like, it's just like, fuck me. Like,
That's a pretty, I mean, I'm going to run my own, sacrifice program and promotion, why not? I mean, give me free money.
And there's
always going to be someone online to do it.
And there's
just to flex.
There's zero information on what he's built. Zero. He's not told anyone what the fuck it is. He's just saying, just give me all your money. I've built something. Hey, I built this thing. It's awesome. Just give me. Oh, Jesus. We're just. It'd be so
it's
funny.
His new Gucci suit and his new Supreme race car. It's his personal play choice.
But the degen in me, right, is thinking like, but what if because he did put Hex 10,000 up, right? It was 10,000, 50,000 X. Like, people made incredible. There's a whole movie about Richard Hart. It's called The Longest Stake. It's a really interesting movie, actually. It's all these hexagons who are at the end of the last bull market, realizing that the tens of millions of dollars of money they have on their dashboard is collapsing as Hex is slowly going down 80-90% from its all-time high, as other people are still continuing to buy in. There's one guy who mortgages his entire house to go into Pulse Chain and essentially lost all his money. And then Richard Hart's driving around in a huge Jeep with a big PP as the license plate, and like driving Ferraris and Lamborghinis around with the sacrifice funds. Like, it's just.
Well, I mean, was Pulse Chain, was there really any actual utility like that solved problems? Like, Sui has like an on-chain data storage layer. It's the fastest network, has the cheapest gas, at parallel execution. It has so much tech stack, like so much value in it. I just don't see it like just falling like that.
Pulse Chain was great when it launched because it was exactly like Ethereum, but cost pennies for a transaction. So you're talking about being able to create smart contracts with Solidity for extremely cheap prices. And this was before Base Chain was around, or Manta, or Mode, any of these other EVM chains. Pulse Chain was the first one, and they essentially forked Ethereum. And that meant that when they launched, all the coins that you had on Ethereum were populated over to Pulse Chain. So you actually got double your coins. But of course, the liquidity was different on Pulse Chain to Ethereum. So people started bridging their assets from Ethereum into Pulse Chain to add liquidity to these copy coins, meaning that when it launched 3 years ago, I just had like thousands of dollars in free money because of liquidity messing around, basically. So it was a genius idea. The problem is that then he got sued by the SEC, and he was put on Interpol, and the whole thing just was swept under it, and the momentum was lost. And since he was sued, he never came back to being like a public figure behind his project. He just said basically, okay, guys, it's your chain now. Go do what you want to do with it. But if you leave a bunch of degens on their own blockchain, can you imagine, like, if anyone who's organizing Sui just left us to it, what would Sui turn into? It would just be complete degeneracy.
That's why I have so much faith in it. I don't see that ever being a possibility, because Mark Zuckerberg, he paid for like the most expensive engineers in the entire world, flew them in. They built this, billions of dollars chain and technology. Sam Blackshire wrote the Move programming language. They upgraded it to Sui Move. They have the only object-centric model blockchain, dynamic NFTs, parallel execution. There's no other chain like it. Like, even Aptos has Move, but it's
Oh, but the comparison there was making was that it would be like if all of the bigwigs on Sui, like the people who are controlling Sui or building on Sui, improving Sui, like Mummy and Daddy, basically. Imagine if Mummy and Daddy on Sui just disappeared, and then one day we come on Sui and like they're all gone. Everyone's gone. Anyone, Mistin Labs disappeared, right? That's essentially what happened with Pulse Chain. So they left it running. Of course, it's blockchain, so it's gonna continue running. But anyone who's in charge of developing, improving, and growing it in any way, marketing it, is completely gone. Like whoosh, and then we're just left on Sui with all our assets and you know and building. Yeah, well, that's basically what Pulse Chain was. Once Richard Hart left, it was just a chain full of thousands, tens, hundreds of thousands of degenerates who were all into Hex, which is a ROI style, high risk, high return, huge APR project, all left on their own blockchain. And for the last the validators, so people take Pulse Chain token and they validate it. So it's all run on network. It doesn't, but it's just once you have validators, it will continue to run and work. But the thing is that nothing was improved um, yet. So it's a fascinating story of what a man can do, and then what will happen if you just leave everyone in the room without anyone to guide them. It's if you want the movie, by the way, I have it on saved in my Telegram. So if anyone wants to watch the longest stake with Richard Hart, I can send it to you on Telegram. It's definitely worth a watch. It gives you a very interesting view on that time in crypto, and it definitely gives you like that feeling of I can win, like I can really get that incredible opportunity that can change my life. And because it's interviews with real people who have gone through this, and they've come in with nothing and come out with millions of dollars, and it's interviews with other people who have come in with nothing and come out with nothing at the same time, right? um it's fascinating. Yeah. And yeah, I'll let me. And also because Richard Hart's in it, because actually he paid for the movie to be made about himself, which is another fucking love it, right? He used the people's sacrifice money to make his own movie about himself, where he gets to seem like a god, essentially. Yeah. Yeah. But people say Pulse Chain's wrecked, but its 6 month chart is almost exactly the same as Sui's, which is also like in terms of how far down it is in percentage. So that's also kind of quite interesting. So it's not dead. Pulse Chain isn't dead. It's just it's just not doing very well. Pul Pulse Chain is gate kept. It's not on CoinMarketCap, and you can't find any tracking of it on CoinGecko. You can find the token on CoinGecko, but it won't give you a market cap list because they don't believe it's a real project. Yeah, yeah. Well, it's always you can't find Hex on for the longest time. Hex was not able to be found on even Uniswap, even though it was on Ethereum. They banned it. It says, yeah, yeah. Yeah. But yeah, today Pulse Chain has a market cap of $3 billion currently, the token. So I mean, there is considerable action, but it's just such an interesting story. If you're a DeFi, yeah, if they actually properly did it, yeah, but they don't, and they never will. Which is like, if you're, I think I can't wait for the time of like crypto historians, right? It'll be people who are going to university to learn about the history of cryptography, basically. I mean, if you look at trading volume, right? So 24-hour trading volume on Pulse Chain today is $18 million, with 486,000 transactions, right, happening today on Pulse Chain. So it's not like it's a dead chain. It's still continuously being. Oh, it's pennies, under pennies. It's very cheap. It's a layer one. It's Ethereum with cheap gas, essentially. Is what Pulse Chain is. No, like two seconds, 1 second. It's fast. Yeah, but it's just insane. So I don't know. So all of that kind of makes me think maybe I do want to sacrifice my money to Richard Hart. Maybe I do want to one last go, like, because I have this feeling, right? This I guess it's FOMO, right? If for some reason what he's built that he hasn't really told anyone what he is, he just says, "Give me your money," with no expectation of return. If what he's built is somehow more advanced, or able to create more value for Pulse Chain, then it would be just, it would be the ultimate win against the institution, right? Like, well, he he said he was going to go live. So last time he sent a message, a tweet a couple days ago, saying he's going to do a live stream. He just can't be bothered. He said, "I'm going to do a live stream. I just can't be bothered writing down all the notes that I need to talk to you." Exactly. He's got $1 billion fucking dollars, and the world's large. Yeah. Yeah, he said, "If I were streaming video right now, which I'm not and won't be till I've written down some pages of text I've been putting off because I can't be bothered, maybe a day or two later, what are all the questions that you have?" So he will live stream, which will be great. I can't wait to watch that. And even then, when he sends that simple tweet, he gets 160,000 views on it, like, of just saying, "Maybe I'll talk." Um, yeah, yeah. It'd be interesting. Anyway, on that note, I'm gonna head off. Probably throw all my money into sacrifice. Nice. Sounds good. Okay, I'll see you guys next time, and don't get wrecked. Too late. We're all wrecked. Yeah, I'll be there. I'll be there. Yeah. Thanks for all your contributions, Danny, to the discussion. His face just looking at me. See you later.